Hello and welcome back to Japan. We're going to start today by talking about childhood educations, who's educating our child and why. And for people who don't know, we're going to briefly go over how childhood education works, but it's more because people in the comments have been suggesting other ways that we can do childhood education things, and I just want to explain why I'm doing things the way that I'm doing them. So, let's start with how childhood education works. Your child, from the age of 6, I think, although maybe there's ways of getting points beforehand, basically until the age of 16, gains points, right? These points are all built up in the background, and when they reach the age of 16, these points are added up, and that determines what education level you get. If you have 0 to 7, you get a 1-star education. 8 to 12, you get a 2-star. 13 to 17, you get a 3-star, and 18 plus, you get a 4-star. There are ways of getting 5-star educations, but they are locked behind other things, such as a dynasty legacy, so we're not going to worry about them right now. Because our child could not get a 5-star education because our dynasty does not have the dynasty legacy for a 5-star education unlocked. Hopefully that makes sense. So, every year, you get a chance of getting a +2 to your score. This happens 10 times because there are 10 years between the age of 6 and the age of 16, and is affected by a variety of different things, but the main things are the child and the educator, and whether or not they have the intelligence trait, and slightly based upon their skills. I've done the calculations for our characters here so you can get the difference. So if we were to educate our first son, we would have a 67.9% chance of getting a +2 every year. If his current educator is educating him, he will get a 73.6% chance each year. So it's a 6% swing. It's not massive, but it does matter. If we go to our second child, now our second child is doing an intrigue education, and we're much better in we're a little bit better at intrigue, right? So it's a little bit better there. We got a 68.2% chance of getting a +2 every year. Now, if we have a look at his educator here, he's also reasonably okay with intrigue. It's just that he's closer to us in terms, like, the difference between our intrigue and his intrigue is not as big as the difference between our learning and his learning. So he has a 72.1% chance of getting a +2 each year. So this means, on average, he should be getting 7 +2s, right? And on average, we should be getting 6 or 7 +2s, right? Now, that difference is actually quite important, because if we get 6 +2s over the course of a childhood's lifetime, we end up with a score of 12. If we get 7 +2s, we end up with a score of 14. And that's a difference between a 2-star education and a 3-star education. Okay? Hopefully everybody's with me so far. Now, the other thing, which is important, is if you have a court tutor, you also get, and the court tutor is excellent, you have a chance of getting, or you're very likely to get +3. So this means that we would move the numbers up. So we go up to a 15 for the 6, and we go up to a 17 for the 7. So that means that you would be like getting a 3-star education either way. So at that point, it doesn't matter. However, there is a 10% chance, if your court tutor is excellent, of getting an additional 1 point, right? You can get 4 points overall. Now with that would allow you to get the 4-star education 10% of the time. That's pretty valuable, right? Because if you don't have a ton of money, getting that 4-star education is quite difficult because you can't go to the university, and it is actually quite an increase in stats. That's why I'm wanting to get the 7 result more often, because it gives you the chance of getting that it gives you the chance of getting the 4-star education. Now, there are other things that you can do, and you can get the percentages higher. If the child is a genius, like, it becomes so much easier, right? You get so much more percentage overall, right? There are things that you can do. There's also certain things, like apparently if your spouse has the scholar trait, it can trigger a +1. If your spouse this is in the Guardian's Court, is focused on patronage, you can get a +1. If the spouse has high learning education or high learning skill, you can get a +1. Again, a +1 is very valuable because that's effectively what's getting you that 4-star education. You know, you can get extra points that way, but you still need to be in a position to capitalize on it. So that's why it matters, right? That's why the difference between a statistically more guaranteed 7 result is more important than a statistically more guaranteed like 6 or 7 result. It also means that the higher your chance is, the more chance you have of getting 8+2s, because if you get 8+2s, then you've got your 4-star education as well. So that's the logic behind the small percentages mattering, because it can knock you up an education tier, and going up an education tier is valuable. That's the logic. Now, the suggested other thing is that, okay, well, that's cool, but if you want your child to, say, get ambitious, you would potentially want to educate them yourself so you can guarantee that that happens. So if you want them to get diligent, or if you want them to have specific traits that don't clash, like are gregarious and paranoid, or shy or craven, or all of that sort of stuff, that is also valuable, right? So and it's also very difficult to change once a character hits the age of 16. And more importantly, there is no easy way like going to university to just move it up, right? You have to hope that you get an event, or you have to know the event chains that lead to personality traits changing. So I understand that there's value in it. However, I don't think our current character is the best one to do it. One, because every event seems to come with a huge amount of stress for him no matter what. But two, because I don't really want to pass along like the traits he's got, right? The ones that aren't going to get us stressed just don't really seem good. I mean, I guess gregarious would be nice, but I don't feel like our character is a good educator. If our character was better, I can definitely see more of an argument, right? Like if our character had better, I'm trying to think of the way of putting it. Like if our character had better personality traits, I would want to do it. If our character was a genius, I'd want to do it. And the main reasons for not doing it at that point would be I just don't want event spam, which would only really matter for like the 3rd and 4th and 5th child, because like these children here, I'm probably not going to educate manually. I don't really care what education they get. We're going to use them for alliances, and their education level does not matter for alliances, right? But you could, if you wanted to, go down to that level as well. But that's kind of my logic. Now, there was one other thing mentioned in the comments that I could find no source for. So this is basically a request for citing sources. So the suggestion was, if the character in the court had a different culture or religion different culture and religion to your character who's being educated, it would determine what personality traits they get. I don't know if that's true. I don't know where that information came from. But if we look at this child here, he's managed to pick up ambitious, and he's being educated by someone who's ambitious, who's a different faith and a different culture. So it doesn't seem to line up. He's also gained trusting, which doesn't seem at all, and just, which don't seem at all related to his educator's personality traits. I believe that the way that it works is that and this is from lots of playing it, is if the character has personality traits, or as in the Guardian has personality traits, the child is more likely to get those personality traits, but it's not guaranteed, right? That's the way that I've known it to work, and that's the information I could find online. But yeah, I don't know that religion and culture have anything to do with it, at least in terms of personality traits. There are certain cultures that can also give bonuses to education, but I believe that they are over on this. I think they're in this area of the map. I'm not entirely sure. Well, at least one of them is. I'm not sure where the other one is. But anyway, that is our very short talk, which is now reached 10 minutes, on childhood educations. Long and short of it is, I'm not going to move my son back because he's 13 and it's going to take it way too long for him to travel back here anyway. And he's being educated by a genius and his education seems to have gone okay. So I'm happy with that. Second child, I don't know. Sadistic is a bit of an odd one. Also, can we point out that ambitious is a sin for this one? That's very unusual. Yeah, that is very unusual. That means that you could potentially end up with a huge amount of opinion negatives due to that. But anyway, yeah, weird. Yeah, it's just a little odd. But yes, I do get the point though. I think that on future characters, we should look more for the opportunity that if I like my current character's personality traits, we can pass them on. There are also other things that you can do if you have your child in your court. You can potentially force your personality traits onto them, which is valuable, and you could end up with a fourth personality trait, and that is valuable. But again, I want the points in the background. There is also, sorry to go on another tangent, but there is also some logic to educating your child for a ton of years with somebody else, and then give them a person, and then bring them back and get personality trait, or force your personality traits onto them, then push them over to a genius in order to get some +2s at the end, right? Like, there is logic to switching the educator as you go through, but anyway. For now, I don't think it matters too much one way or the other, to be honest. I think that mostly any character that we have would be perfectly capable of unpausing and letting money accrue, which is our current goal. We don't have a ton of other options at the moment, so yeah, that's where we're going to go with this. Domestic disputes. Lady Morocco bursts into my room, fuming like a pot at boil. The heat coming off her is slightly intimidating. This is unacceptable, the way Komachi is such a wench. Morocco motions furiously with her arms. Can't you do something? It is clear that something has gone down. I need to tread carefully. So are these my two wives? These are my two wives. I've only ever heard her say nice things about you. There's a chance that will solve that. Okay, or they laugh at the misunderstanding. Okay, well that seems fine. You know, she did say something about your skin. I can make my wives hate each other. I don't know why I would. Also, I've got to say, this outfit of ours makes us look about 10 times larger than we were. Where I was looking at the orange cape bit here, thinking that was the edge of our character, going, my god. I mean, he's still fairly overweight, but it's not quite as circular as I initially thought. Morocco, calm down. Go talk to her. Okay. Or I don't really care. Well, I think my wife should get along. That seems fine. Okay. Have we got... What's the next upgrade here for this? Next upgrade is 47. Do I want to pay 47? It's less valuable than the first upgrade, because it's getting us half the value. Yeah, as in it's getting us 0.10 domicile income. It's still giving us full value for the development growth, but we're paying more for it. Maybe. The other option, can't upgrade that, so it'd be upgrading one of these, and that's 42. So it's the same cost. Well, essentially it's a... that is a higher cost than... Sorry, this is a higher cost than buying a new building. So if we find a building we want, we could do it that. Yeah, we could just buy one of these and get their bonus. I need to see what we can actually make though. Strength, determination, 8. Okay, let's make it a horse paddock, which gives you a little bit of domicile income, but also some maintenance reductions, which don't matter for us. We could get the tea plot, which would give the owner elderly health bonuses plus domicile income, and unlocks the perform tea ceremony decision, the one that gives you a random buff, but definitely not the buff it tells you it's given you. Small stable I think is unnecessary. Personal workshop seems good. Reduces building construction time and gives you money. That's not bad. Wait, so that's performs tea ceremony, but you can also do a private tea house to do that as well. Oh, okay. And then private garden. I like the idea of the personal workshop. Okay, we need 8 more gold for that. That's fine. We'll wait. There is now, or House Kanmu, which I don't think is the same House Kanmu that we've been seeing, is now a powerful Japanese family. Okay. That's fine. Our liege has finished his war. That's cool. What's this? You would like me to go to a festival? Ooh, where? Actually, yeah, where? Or is it in here underneath something? Oh, it's over here. Okay. Yeah, we'll go to your festival. Why not? We haven't been to a festival in a while. It's extremely dangerous to go through the center here because of, well, the fact that there's an earthquake and there's low county control and all of that sort of stuff. We'd actually almost be better off just taking a boat. I'm starting to think we would be better off just taking a boat. So let's see if I could take a boat to here. And then can I just do this? And then this and take a boat back. And then we will hire a captain for our boat journey. Yeah. And that would make it not dangerous at all. Not that it's very dangerous to start with. You will not arrive to at the festival in time. Ah, well that's the problem. Okay, well, let's cancel our customizations of the route. Let's see if there's another route that we can take. What if I try and go to here? And then go up to here. Will I arrive in time? Then I'd want to go to like here. Trying to get it to, yeah, there we go. I was trying to get it to snap through there. I would not arrive in time if I went through the mountain range or there. If I go here, I will arrive on time, but I have to go through a very dangerous bit of land. How about there? Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's fine. And then on the way back, I would do the same thing. Ah, except it's dangerous here. There's a 40% chance of danger. I think we can reduce that though. Let's go for our mountaineer. Ah, okay. On our way back, I need to go through here. There we go. Makes it slightly less dangerous. So now we have this one, which is 5%, 23 and 10. Have to hire mercenary guards, I think. Yeah, and then I'm still got 3% danger, but I'll take it. I think that's fine. 14 is fine. I want to go to the festival, so let's pay the money. And we're off. Also, just going to check. Ah, there we go. We'll get you on to make me money. It's a new royal offspring. 1 herb for you. The impressive defensive structure at the peak of Inaba Forest is quite something. As I wander along the outer perimeter, I notice a peculiar person in the distance. He appears to be mumbling to himself, all the while stopping to crouch and collect what appears to be herbs of various kinds. It's almost as if he is talking to the herbs? I approach him carefully and he looks up, various herbs displayed in his palm. There was a spark of curiosity behind his eyes, proposing an unspoken question. So I can try and get herbalist, but I will miss the festival, or I can say this is a waste of my time. Herbalist is good. I don't want to miss the festival, given I've just paid to go to the festival. New stewardship, lifestyle perk. Organized muster rolls. Cool. Does not matter at all. I don't care about levy reinforcement rate. We don't have much levy, and even if we did, I don't really care about how fast it reinforces. Trailside bond. These two people are getting along. We're going to say, great. Cool. Right. And we've arrived at the festival. You failed to get me gold. That's not good. There's a new noble family. Alright. New royal offspring. There's a lot of royal offspring apparently. Scented sleeves. Well before one sees Lady Morocco, one can certainly smell her. While it's customary to soak one's robes with aromatic incense, the effect is seldom intended to be felt at 100 paces from the wearer. Perhaps a discreet note is in order, although a whisper in the ear might ensure this foible will endure long after the scent has faded. So send someone with tact and a poor nose. Okay, so this is... I was thinking Morocco was familiar because it's one of our wives' names. Yeah, and it's... Wait, and of the same house. Okay, so I'm not that far off that I was thinking it was our wife. So send someone with tact and a poor nose, or everyone simply must know of this. That's fine, I'll improve house relations with our wife's house. That seems perfectly reasonable. An inquiring mind. A tug at my sleeve drags my attention away from the festival sights. Gazing down, my eyes meet those of a small child, round with wonder. Why are there so many people? What's happening? Definitely send him back to his parents. Would get far too stressed by talking to this child. Right. Cups raised aloft. After a day of festive revels, dusk descends upon us and the true celebration finally begins, our host's wine flowing like a ceaseless river. Each drink invites another and then another. Toshu Kimura makes a jest I only catch the tail of, but that Toshu Natsugu seems to find endlessly amusing. Maybe a bit more drink will help me find the fun in it. So and say, the wine stirs something within me. I feel an ode coming on. Uh-huh. This cup I raise to the noble Toshu Natsugu, where we can raise our house relation. Now, is he in a house that we care about? No, I'm assuming... Oh, he's in the Kanmu block. Oh, interesting. I was going to assume that he was in the Hoki block, but maybe the Hoki block doesn't exist anymore? We're in the Sugawara block now. Yeah. I've had enough to drink this eve. I can lose some stress. I actually don't need to lose stress at this exact moment in time. We can move towards friendly with this house. Okay, sure. Let's move towards friendly with this house. Adrift in the crowd. We have to choose who we want to speak to. So try and join these two. Or I can retire to my companions and increase it. Sugawara block cohesion. Okay. I'll do that. And you want to be friends with me. Toshu Masaru. Okay, so you are about to die, but you are my block. That's a difficult one. You can be my friend. That's fine. Right. The problem with him about to die is that he could obviously cause us stress by dying. But anyway. Man of unusual skills. After we travel together for a while, I've noticed that there's just something about Muneo, or Mune Nao. He seems to help others with small wounds and scratches, putting together small poultices like it was nothing. When we pass through Mugi, I see him suddenly run to a small peasant kid struggling to breathe and turning a natural colour in a back alley. Before you know it, the kid's face returns to normal. How did he do it? Ooh, do I want the chance of getting novice physician again? I do. I still can't do it. Alright, and I gained a bunch of stress for trying. Okay. Pilgrims to Izumo. Please, Your Excellency, can we please be allowed to rest by your campfire? We've been through a long journey. Oh, the thing is I'd gained too much stress by doing that, so I guess I'm going to take 15 gold off of you and leave. We have now arrived back. We lose stress because I'm paranoid and I'm now back at home, and we gain some horse experience. And I got walking dog again, which is a medium health boost, which is huge because we would very much like to live probably until this child comes of age. Also, look at what he's got. So he got sadistic, patient, wise man. So what's his educator? So his educator has patient, and he got patient. Yeah, I think that you're just more likely to get what the educator has. Although I did read somewhere that there's a slight difference for sadistic, but I think the slight difference for sadistic is that it's significantly more likely that you get it if the educator has it. But yeah, he got patient. Educator has patient. Seems to work the way I thought it did, so that's fine. Wise man, though, was an interesting one to get. So he's sadistic and patient. Interesting. Just trying to form the idea of the character in my head. Right. Let's get the personal workshop over here. I am overwhelmed by stress because my friend, my brand new friend, I believe, right? Yep. Just died. Okay. What happened? You have joined the war to install Kokushi Takamochi as regent. Ah, I see. So this is what I was saying was about to happen. So basically, because everything over here is an absolute chaos, everyone's weak enough so the factions can fire, and, well, now the factions are firing. Interesting. I think we probably just want to stay calm and then quietly move our army over here and start sieging this guy's land. I think that seems fine, yeah. Just quietly let everyone raise up their armies and go somewhere else. And then we can raise our armies and just take this siege. Wonderful. Okay, we're going to go nowhere near the other armies. We're just going to siege. That's all I want to do here. There's royal offspring. Cool. Apparently I'm not very good at sieging this. Yeah, because the fort level's too high. That's okay. Happy to sit here. There's new nobility. Okay. A claim on Izumo? For months, Munetoki, Kokushi Kyoryu Oshi has been digging up spurious contracts and fabricated histories. Now Kokushi Kyoryu dares act as if it all amounts to a legitimate claim on the Kuni of Izumo. So is this guy? So this guy next door has got a claim on my title. He is, like, weaker than I am, though, which is a positive. Okay. I'm going to siege this at speed 5, and if someone drops on top of our army and kills them, so be it. But also, I just want to have a look here at personal workshop. So what can we get here? Commission bow artifact cost goes down. Okay. You can get monthly income and domicile prestige, or you can lower the cost of buildings. Now, lowering the cost of buildings is huge. Yeah. Like, 5% off, like, over the course of a playthrough is going to save you way more than 23. Yeah, let's make it. That only takes 6 days to make. Ooh, Yoshiari comes of age. I'm proud to see my son no longer as a child but as an adult. Despite being a curious child, eager to learn, Yoshiari's attention drifted elsewhere as he got older. Hardly studious, at least he managed to memorize certain choice quotes from the classics. He will probably never write any great theorems, but might read it 1 or 2. So he only ended up with a 2-star education, even with our bonuses, as I was saying, even though we had statistically he should get a 3-star. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's pretty bad, all things considered. He is a pretty terrible son. I don't know what we're going to do with him. He's currently traveling home, so I guess we'll wait till he gets home before marrying him off. But yeah, pretty bad education. There we go. That's the other thing with educations, is that you can do everything that you like want to with them. You can put all your effort into optimizing every little bit of it. Doesn't really matter because it's all random chance in the end, so you can just get a bad roll. And then you're like, oh, alright then. Yoko's first words. Hurry, my liege, you have to hear this. My wet nurse, Komachi, rushes me into my daughter's chamber. Komachi points to Yoko in excitement, so I lean towards her and listen. While pressing a finger to her tiny lips, Yoko whispers to me, secret. I don't know, that's a terrifying first word, isn't it? I don't know. I guess I'll just make her like me. I don't really care if her intrigue is higher, so that's fine. Hey, we're 8 months away from getting this. Looks like the enemies are about to siege the capital in 7 months, so hopefully it lasts long enough for me to, you know, finish my siege. Another war has been declared on our liege. War to install Kokushi Yorimi as regent. Okay. So there's even less attackers in this one, but yeah, it's another war. You guys aren't going to come and attack me, are you? Yes? Okay, but I won. Aha! And I captured an enemy combatant. Now I'm going to turn him in for 50 gold. Wonderful. Okay. Ransom was accepted. Wait, is that the person I captured? Wait, he left the war? Oh, I see. If you capture them to leave the war in these wars? That's not the way it usually works. But okay. Fine. I guess I'm going to siege the next thing along here for another 2 years. Right. Personal workshop. I can upgrade the carpenter again. I don't see any reason not to. Yeah, I think it's still valuable. I think it's still going to pay out over time. Might not see the benefit of immediately, but it'll pay out over time. Let's head back here and reinforce our troops. More enemies leaving the war. It could be that what happened is it was nothing to do with us ransoming him. He might just have left the war via the way that we saw previously. So when we looked at somebody, we saw that we could coax them to your side in the war. So it could be something like that happened to him. Anyway. We fully reinforced? I think we are. Can I siege this one? Well, yeah, in the same way that I can siege the other ones in you know, after 2 years. I can catch this army for these guys. I'm going to catch the army. Okay, then I'm going to sit still. Wonderful. They decided to stand still and wait for the army to get them instead, so that's fine. Right. It's all fine. Can I upgrade it again? Nope. Okay. What do I need to upgrade to the family workshop? 1 singular piece of gold. Okay. There we go. Now I can do it. Let's upgrade it. Yeah. I think that this one's a great one to do early. Makes building very quick and very cheap. So let's continue investing. Also, my wife just gave me another 300 stewardship lifestyle experience, which that means I can grab popular figurehead, which gives us a plus 50 to popular opinion in our capital. Means we're currently sitting at 60. Doesn't really matter, but, you know, it's nice, I suppose. My son got the bloody flux. That'll be because the bloody flux is over here, and I didn't get any pop-up about it because it's nowhere near our lands. So our good son is probably about to die. Wonderful. I've been invited to a festival. Do you not see there's a war going on? No, I'm uninterested in your festival right now. Also, my son is about to die, and I feel like it would be in bad taste. We've finished the family workshop. You guys coming to fight me? Nope. Okay. Yoko's first teething. Do I want to buy the tooth? It's 10 for her tooth. I might just take the prestige here. That's fine. There's also a peasant uprising war I'm in. Oh. Okay. Where have the peasants uprisen? Where are you? Ah, you're in here. Oh, 6,000 troops have appeared right there. Wow, things are falling apart in Japan. Hey, your son lost the bloody flux. That's good, he might not die then. We can choose whether we're going to repair this. It cost me 63 to repair. I'm definitely going to destroy it for 5 gold. Oh, I was thinking that it was the child's tooth that cost us 5 gold previously. No, it's the rat's tail that I just destroyed that cost us 5 gold. Yeah. Do I actually have the child's tooth? I still do, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to pay 63 for the rat's tail. We only paid 5 for it to start with. Growing needs. Every day seems to slip away from me recently. A never-ending train of difficult decisions. That's because our friend died, by the way. That's why we got another mental break. My chest tightens, my fingers itch and tingle at the tips, my eyes feel too small for my skull. Need to get away just for a little while. Need to eat something, anything, to sate this void of meaning. Is that so much to ask? Okay, throw another feast, and another. Deplenished forests and fields. We take a holding tax and development penalty for this. Yeah, well, I still don't have enough money for profligate, so let's do this then. Right. Who discovered the Banus innovation? What is the Banus innovation? Unlocks different contracts that don't apply to us. Unlocks this, which doesn't apply to us. We get 15% levy reinforcement rate and 1 accolade, which doesn't apply to us. So, oh no, it does apply to us, but it would only apply if we actually had any knights who could be, or Bushi who could be, like, in the accolade. Which we don't, so... yeah. We've won against the peasant uprising. That's nice. Okay. And my level of influence just went up to persuasive. You know what I should do while I'm here? I should... where are we? I was going to say I should teach my son about governorship. Right? Because we have a level 1 governor trait, so we should be able to do something with that. I thought you could... yeah, I thought you could do that. I thought you could educate your children in the ways of governorship or something. Apparently not. Okay. You could in China and the Byzantines. Guess not here. That's fine. Oh, there's another war. It's a liberty war this time. Okay, 44 days left. To win our siege. We did it! We got 16 gold and prisoners. Relations were damaged. Okay. Because I imprisoned this person. Oh no! So we are no longer whatever we were. Oh. Where I guess we're now neutral and we were friendly. That's not ideal. Anyway. And not a lot I can do about that. What I can do, though, is say, wow, I got 8 prisoners. What's up with this? It's because he's got so much fabric here, it goes over his face there. Alright. I gotta make some money out of this. So if I let them go, it does improve house relations by 30. Oh, okay. I would lose dread, but do I care about dread? Not really. Not right now. Yeah, you know what? Let's release everybody of that house. And House Yamato. Yeah, you can go for free as well. I don't want to be quarreling with House Yamato. That seems like a bad idea. Poki. Yeah, you can go. You can also go. We're moving up. Now, I don't know if I care about your house. Oh no, your house I do care about. You're a member of my block. Oh, you can leave as well, I guess. Tachibana, you're part of the Saga block. I don't care about you. Do you have any money? No? I don't know, give me a weak hook and you can go. That's fine. You, I do care about your one as well. I would like money though. I guess I will just release you. We've gone up to friendly with them. And you are also part of that house. I can also let you go and move us even further. Actually, it says we'll get to friendly, but I thought it just said we got to friendly. Anyway, we're now friendly with their house. We've traded the prisoners and got ourselves up to friendly. That's good. Yeah. So if I go to house relations here, are we actually friendly with them? Try to find us on the list. This it? Yeah, Miyako. Apparently we're still just cordial. We're not friendly at all. But that's okay. Well, yeah, wait a second. Sure, it is saying we were going to reach friendly, but there's no way that could be true. Because we're 0% of the way towards friendly. I don't know, maybe it caps, as in maybe you can't actually reach friendly through prisoner releasing, but I don't know. No idea. Now, if a favor hook on her, if she ever gets money, we can trade it, or we can trade our hook in for it. Right, do I want to siege this? Guess so, yeah, sure. 17 months to siege it. That's fine. The war's going to be over before then. New governance issue. What is it? Our new... Oh, also, is our third son ready? Our third son's ready to be educated. Well, you know what? I know the perfect person to educate our third son. It's the same guy who's educated all of our other children so far. I'm going to offer you my son to educate. Wonderful. We will send you off there. Predatory beasts. Wild beasts eat the animals of a local game preserve and harry the locals. Sightings are oft reported near their villages. Bloody incidents in their paddocks. Okay. Also, in case you're wondering why it didn't tell us that our son needed educated when he reached the age of 6, it's because it's our third son, and we have a tutor, where it doesn't tell you at that point. I think the reason it doesn't tell you is because your tutor will act as an educator for that child, so it's not necessary, and if it's your third child, you probably don't care as much that they don't have a specific educator, because they're probably not going to like be in the line to run anything. Anyway, predatory beasts. The news from Izumo is dire and fearfully told. Local wildlife are becoming scarcer and scarcer, their numbers collapsing due to a growing wolf presence. These fiends, made braver by their mounting numbers, are not content with depopulating the wilderness, but can now be seen lurking around my people's settlements. Livestock and children are closely watched, but still, the outskirts of Izumo are not safe. So I need to do something, or they will be dealt with in time. I will do something. I'm here! My arrival in Izumo is amidst tragedy and worry. Locals mutter that, in the safety of an enclosure, a prize goat was recently torn apart by an enormous wolf. A quick ride around the region proves this information reliable. Wild game is rare to see, and the signs of wolf attacks are everywhere. They say an infant is missing. They say tiny shattered bones were found. So I can hunt the creature, which is not going to go well. We need more hunters, which might go well. Or the local peasants can handle it. I'll say we need more hunters. Victory! Izumo is free of the wilderness's terrors, purged of its wolf problem. My determined intervention has delivered the commoners from fear. In the forest where I stand, Amaterasu's innocent grazing creatures, his skittish plant eaters, will soon range freely once again. So it loses predatory beasts, so we don't take this negative. We get 6 more in this trait, and we gain some influence and lose some money. Okay, so for this trait, yeah, we're definitely above level 1. I just want to check again. We have no way of... Maybe I'm just... I was thinking maybe I'm looking in the wrong section, but I think it's just not a thing for this government type, I guess. Okay. Also, the war is over. I'd be happy to educate your son. I took some stress, yeah, for sending our son away. Yeah, I forgot I would do that. So I'm not actually sieging anything here. I could siege something over here, though. Yeah, that's fort level 3. Go get it. Mental break, no time for myself. I'm going to have lunch. Hey, no more mental break. Right, we're going to pet my dog. Nice. Our health is not good. We're melancholic and obese. How long until this child finishes his education? He's going to finish his education in about 6 months. That's fine. I'm happy to wait. Worst thing comes to the worst, we play as our half-brother. And maybe our half-brother can pass it on to our children. But for now, we're okay. Right. You're sieging my land? That's fine. Okay. I'll head over there when I can. I just don't think actually we have any... Yeah, we're not as strong as they are, so I have no real way of doing anything about that. Okay. Hey, I got a good event. And we have won another war. I've just captured some of the enemy's land. I moved to quarreling with House Tachibana, which is fair enough. I do keep sieging their land. So, why won't you do this? You would not accept any ransom. Well, give me a weak hook and you can leave. I would love to fight... Oh, they're leaving. That's good. I was going to say I would love to fight that army that's sitting on top of our lands, but if they're leaving, that's fine. I'm going to go to their capital and siege it. Kunisuke came of age. I'm proud to see my son no longer as a child but as an adult. Always a clever mind, Kunisuke proved time and again over the course of his studies that he had a natural affinity for careful planning more than a little misdirection. He now knows a lot of ways to get what he wants. Most importantly, is highly aware of the political implications of those wants. He got a level 3 education, which is roughly what we think he should get most of the time. And he got Wise Man, which is incredible. Okay. I'm going to start... well, what else? So you got Forgiving, Patient, and Sadistic. So he's sadistic, but he's forgiving. That's a little odd. It does feel odd. It's like forgiving, patient, but, you know, he likes the suffering of others. I do want to play as him because I think he's going to be the best of our children. And I want to pass along that trait. Let's see what we can do about making him the heir. Oh! Yoshiari is now our player heir because my candidate is not first in line. Okay. So I would like to push for Kunasuke to be next in line. Yeah. He would be the person I want in charge. I'm going to contribute enough to do that. I'm now going to influence his candidacy a bit more, and I'm going to do another major contribution for him. Right. And he is our player heir, which is fine. And he's our player heir because he's going to inherit our main title. Okay. Now we could choose to simply pass things over to him now. I mean, we're about to die anyway. Would we prefer to pass... I might wait for him to get home and then pass things over to him. Yeah, I think we're going to wait for him to get home. Or we're going to die. One or the other. We'll see. Okay. Demand conversion. Comes if I decline. He's unhappy. Do I want to be Pandarica? Not really. No. I don't really feel like I want to be this at all. Although the fact that Wise Man is a virtuous trait is interesting to me. But, yeah, no, I don't think I want to switch. I think I'm happy being the religion that we are. For now. Oh no! Hochi has walked by my side for many years, and the passage of time does not spare dogs. As I kneel beside him, he starts wagging his tail slowly, but he cannot raise his head. I sit with him long into the night, petting his brown back until the tail stills. I am not going to skin my dog, so we'll do this. However, this means we lose walking dog. This is really, really bad for us. Yes. Okay, this is incredibly bad for us because our friend died as well. Yes, our health is atrocious. Okay, I'm gonna, like, my son cannot wait to get home. I have to just, like, pass things over to him as soon as I can. I can't retire. Your heir must be an available adult. He's not available because he's not home. Ah. Oh well. If we die, it's the same situation. Well, only roast peacock can heal this stress. How long is my son, like, how long is his travel? I see. Does it say when he's likely to be back? No. I actually don't know how you would do that. Anyway, it's fine. I guess you can just guess. Once he's on the boat, it won't take too long. Okay. Speed 5. Oh, you know what? Notify me when that's available. That will help as well. Where is our son? He's on the boat now. Lively livestock. As additional payment in a recent trade, I find myself in possession of a large herd of livestock. Been assured the animals are of the highest quality, but the question should be of what should be done with them remains. I can get a bonus in Izumo for development growth. It's a beautiful herd, or the hides will turn a nice profit. I'll take the money, please. Back to our second son. I have a daughter called Masako, who is pretty. Okay. Back to here. A gift fit 4. Neither of them can have a gift because I don't have a huge amount of money. And then there we go. Okay. This seems like a perfect situation to retire because he's next. Our player heir is next in line. Yeah, our player heir is next in line. We're about to die. This seems perfect. Let's do it under our own terms. Let's retire. Right. Retire to your family estate and renounce all titles belonging to the house head title, and trust everything to your heirs or your house's heir, and follow Kunosuke's career. Let the young sprout. I struggled to see over an ever-growing pile of documents. When I close my eyes, all I can hear is the children playing, elders chatting, and adults indulging in a feast. Oh, the smell of pork being roasted. I've worked so hard to get here, and I've relished so much of it, but now I feel the tiredness. I'm certain that my son and heir, Kunosuke, is eager to take my place. I deserve to enjoy the time I have left. We gain peaceful winter, which makes him gain less stress, and he becomes a monk for a while. Yeah, well, he needs a less stressful time. He was very, very, very incredibly stressed 100% of the time. The only negative is you don't get the end screen when the character dies, but that's okay. We did lose a few positions. Apparently we lost every position. That seems odd. Anyway. Although maybe that might be an administrative quirk. With the reassignment of my father, Mitori, it was announced the governance of the Izumo Kuni now falls to me. It is up to me to ensure the continued rule of House Miyako in this province. Having received my regalia and taken the oaths of office, I can at last move to my provincial seat at U, begin my tenure proper. I am now the governor of the Kuni of Izumo. Alright. Did every position really empty? It did. Alright. Oh yeah, my father can have one of the positions temporarily. You can be my Beto. You can be my Saburai. You can have this position. And then this one can be... Maybe I need to look for someone. Where's my brother? Brother, come to court. I don't know why you left my court. Let's invite him back. Guess because... Yeah, okay, he probably got kicked out at one point. As in, he probably got kicked out when it did the administrative swap over. It's fine. We've invited our brother back to court. Or my half-brother. Are you better at... Nope. I have nobody who's good at intrigue. I guess my father's okay. He can do the job for now. My half-brother can... Are you okay at... you can do martial. You could do intrigue. Okay. Let's now swap you. And my father is about to die. We end up in the same situation. My half-brother can do this job. And my father can do this job. There we go. My father's going to die though, so we're going to immediately have to change, but that's okay. Also, I got no money. I guess, yeah, that makes sense, because my father still has the money. So I need to wait for him to die for that money to pass to us. Do we even get it? I assume we get it as inheritance. We're an intrigue character. Let's go into the intrigue lifestyle. I don't know, we could go for natural dread. We could go for attraction bonuses. We could go down torturer. I never go down torturer. Yeah. Is there anything in here that I want? Maybe that's why I never go down torturer. Not really. No. Seducer could be interesting. If we had people we actually want to seduce. Yeah. The problem is that we have no bastards, which would mean that every child would be in line. And in here, I mean, the hostile schemes are cool. I need to know what I'm doing with them, and I don't really have a purpose for them. I think although he's very good at intrigue, I don't think this is our time for intrigue. Weirdly, I think it might be our time for something like Wanderer, or... I guess Wanderer's fine. Yeah, I guess internal affairs focus. Guiding progress and prosperity through a personal touch. Seems okay. Okay. And I need to station my men at arms, which are bowmen. Wait, how did I end up with bowmen? Wait, where did these come from? Wait, where did these come from? These weren't the men-at-arms that we had a second ago. Wait, did my religion change or something? No, my religion's there. Warrior monks are there. Why did the warrior monks turn into bowmen? Something weird with this retiring thing. Yeah. Leaves you in a weird situation. I need to get a court physician. You know what? I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. And next time, we're going to figure out what situation we're in and... yeah, whether we should just let characters die next time, because I don't know. It doesn't seem right, but I'm also not entirely sure if the character died, whether anything would be different. You know what we can do? You know what we can do, actually, before we end the episode? I'm going to save the game here, right? So we can do that. I'm going to load the previous save. So let's load this autosave. Let's just see what happens if the character dies, because we've already put him in charge, right? As in, we've already said that my son's next in line. Yeah, okay. Speed 5. We're going to die, right? Oh, 100%. Good. Don't care. Don't care. We had a son this time, though. Don't care. Get more stressed. Okay, so we died. So money passed over, obviously. So, what I want to see is what else happened here. So the court stayed. Huh. As did the courtiers. And we got to keep the warrior monks. Huh. That's weird. Why did it work like that? I mean, yeah, it must be something to do with the fact that our father still technically had the... yeah, it must be something to do with the fact that he didn't die, so not all of his stuff transferred to us. But if we go and have a look here, right? I have one very important question for you. And that question is, given that our character was a child mere seconds ago, so he couldn't have bought them, where did the bowmen come from? Right? Where did these guys come from? Because we didn't hire them. This guy didn't hire them. Were they generated out of nowhere? Why were they generated out of nowhere? This just doesn't make any sense. I don't even particularly want them. They cost a lot of unraised maintenance. Yeah. That's so weird. Like, why? How did that become the case? I have no idea. Anyway, I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.